Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, and today we're highlighting a case that happened in February 2024, sending shockwaves through an entire state. A 20-year-old mother from Jasper, Alabama, sent a desperate text message to her family. "I've been kidnapped. Send help. Don't call." The message included her location, but by the time help arrived, it was too late. What followed was one of the most brutal and disturbing crimes in Alabama's recent history, a crime so horrific that the police chief called it deplorable and sickening. 8 suspects, all facing the death penalty, and a family forever shattered. This is the story of Mahogany Jackson. Mahogany Jackson was just 20 years old. She was from Jasper, Alabama, a small city about an hour northwest of Birmingham. She was a mother to a young daughter. Her mother, Gail Maddox, said that Mahogany was trying to get things in order to be a better mother for her daughter. But on the night of February 24th, 2024, Mahogany's life would be cut tragically short in a series of events that would shock the community. The nightmare began that Saturday evening. Mahogany was with a group of people she knew. Investigators later revealed that the violence began after an allegation. The suspects claimed Mahogany had stolen a gun from one of them earlier, though when and how remained unclear. According to detectives, the allegation became the trigger for what came next. What happened over the next several hours was captured on video. In court, Detective Mark Green walked through images and footage recovered from the suspects' phones. He testified that Mahogany was dragged, spit on, slapped, kicked, and punched. Multiple suspects in the videos were holding guns, pointing them directly at her. At one point, one defendant struck her repeatedly in the head with an object described in testimony as a baseball. She was then taken to an apartment where the violence continued. According to testimony, she was restrained and subjected to further abuse, including sexual violence. The videos recovered from the suspects' own phones showed the brutality unfolding while Mahogany was held against her will. Somewhere during that nightmare, in the early hours of February 25th, Mahogany managed to do something unimaginable considering the circumstances. She texted her mother, "I've been kidnapped. Send help. Don't call." The message also included a location, an apartment later connected to one of the female suspects. Mahogany's mother, Gail Maddox, received the text message and immediately contacted police. But when officers arrived, they found the apartment empty. Mahogany had already been moved. At 2:19 a.m. on Monday, February 26th, officers from the Birmingham Police South Precinct responded to a call of a deceased person on the side of the road at 17th Street Southwest and Laurel Avenue in Birmingham. When officers arrived, they made a gruesome discovery. Under 2 mattresses lay the remains of 20-year-old Mahogany Jackson. She had suffered a gunshot wound in the back of the head. A family member reported Mahogany missing on Sunday, February 25th, just hours before her remains were discovered. By then, detectives were already working the case. Within 48 hours, 7 suspects were in custody, An eighth was arrested days later. At a press conference on February 28th, Birmingham Police Chief Scott Thurmond called the crime deplorable and sickening. He said, "The facts of this case are deplorable and sickening. This is undoubtedly one of the most heinous acts I've seen." The 8 suspects ranged in ages from 18 to 25. All were from communities across the greater Birmingham area, including Birmingham and Bessemer. The suspects were identified as Francis Ace Harris, 25, Brandon Pope, 24, Jeremiah Kodak McDowell, 18, Giovanni Renee Clapp, 23, Blair Angel Green, 25, Tasia Lewis, 25, Sanaya McCall, 23, and Ariana Lachey Robinson, age 23. 5 women and 3 men, all facing capital murder charges in connection with abduction, assault, and the death of Mahogany Jackson. When the first arrests were made in late February 2024, 3 suspects were charged with capital murder, while 5 others faced felony murder charges. But that would soon change. In September 2024, a Jefferson County grand jury upgraded the charges against the 5 remaining defendants, elevating them to capital murder as well. And by December, District Attorney Danny Carr announced that the state would seek the death penalty for all 8 defendants. In March 2024, at a preliminary hearing, Birmingham Police Detective Green testified about what investigators recovered. Jefferson County DA Carr said the brutality played out in real time because there was video evidence. Investigators believe Francis Ace Harris fired the fatal shot that took Mahogany's life. But under Alabama law, anyone involved in a felony that results in a death, like kidnapping or sexual violence, can face capital murder charges, even if they never pulled the trigger. Prosecutors say each defendant played a role in what happened that night. Now, all 8 defendants remain in custody without bond. As the case moved through the courts, Mahogany's mother was a regular presence in the hearings. In February 2025, 1 year after her daughter's tragic passing, she spoke to reporters about her pain. "Not a day goes by that she does not cross my mind," she said. She said she felt she had to keep going for her other children and for justice for Mahogany. She also said she was in agreement with the death penalty. "They showed my daughter no mercy. They laughed when they were torturing her. She didn't have a judge nor jury. The world would be better without them. Justice for Mahogany," she said. In early May 2025, 7 of the 8 defendants appeared before Judge Keisha Davis. That day, the state announced the trial order. Francis Ace Harris first, followed by Tasia Lewis, then Sanaya McCall. The judge stated she intended to try at least 1 or 2 of the cases before the end of 2025. At an earlier hearing, defense attorneys mentioned new evidence had entered discovery. Details have not been publicly announced. As of now, all 8 defendants remain in custody and have not pleaded guilty. If convicted of capital murder, each could face life in prison without parole or the death penalty. The trials could take time and be emotionally heavy. The video evidence alone will be difficult for anyone to watch. But for Mahogany's family, this is the road to justice. Mahogany was just 20 years old, a mother, a daughter, and a friend. She cared deeply for her family, and she had her whole entire life ahead of her. As we close out this episode, remember to share Mahogany's story. Her life was taken in one of the most unimaginable ways, and she, along with her family, deserves justice. Our thoughts and prayers remain with her loved ones as they continue their fight for answers. If you have any information about this case, please contact the Birmingham Police Department. You can find their contact information in the description below. Don't forget to follow Hunting for Answers to stay updated on Mahogany's case and others like it. Subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more true crime stories and case updates. Lastly, if you're watching on YouTube, share your thoughts on this case in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode. Until next time. Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.